Yeah, John, I guess with the non-selection of George Bailey and Matthew Wade, is that just a sign that you prioritise them being state captains for the Shield, or what's the theory there?
No, it's not. We've tried to get a good balance, as I've made in my remarks there, of those who are getting a good balance overall. And for those coming back from India, it's a pretty tough call. And my guess is some of those players coming back from India, quite a few of them probably won't play in that round of first-class fixtures.
But even to say some of the matches there have been washed out, so you wouldn't think workload's an issue.
No, it's not. Well, it's being on tour. It's a pretty demanding tour, and then the last game finishes Saturday night. They travel Sunday, Monday, and then the fixtures start on Wednesday.
Just on the keeper spot, who's looking most likely at the moment? Where's it at with Tim Payne getting a chance in this Australia A squad?
Well, that's a consistent message. I mean, Tim Payne has been our Australia A keeper in South Africa and Zimbabwe, and we regard him very highly, and we regard Matthew Wade very highly too. And Matthew's been away on tour. He's now captain of Victoria. As I made the statement there are 77 players playing first-class cricket, and we've tried to balance it out in the interest of all the players in the states and everybody's best interests.
John, just on George Bailey, you must be rapt to see the rich vein of form that he's struck over India. Where do you see his contribution this summer?
Well, I mean, his performance in ODI cricket has been outstanding. I mean, since he started 18 months ago, he's been our best performed one-day player in terms of average aggregate runs, strike rate. He's just been outstanding. So it's a thrill to see him coming on and playing so well.
And Bailey's obviously the one-day captain. If Michael Clark pulls up stiff, see a chance to captain on debut, or that will go straight to the vice captain?
Look, we're very confident that Michael will come through. The reports on Michael the last week or 10 days have been very encouraging, and he's back at the moment, is feeling good, so we're really hopeful there won't be a need for another captain. We want to keep him as captain.
John, how many spots are still up for grabs in the first Test Australian team? Would you say still the majority of the team? And
oh no. We're very well advanced with our planning, so almost all the places we know who are going to be in the Test team. It's probably the last one or two places.
So
that's
injury.
If we're not plagued with any further injuries, we're pretty well settled in where we're at.
So if the players coming back from India aren't necessarily going to have to be playing their first round of Shield that they're back for, does that mean someone like George could be selected for the Ashes squad without playing, because you're selecting it 9 days out without playing the Shield game?
We're obviously, I mean, all performances, all games, all performances are important. But we're not going to select the Ashes team just on the performances of that round of Shield and Australia A game. Our minds are well made up before that. And each player and the team that the state that he's associated with, they'll work out whether that player should or shouldn't play. And it's a big ask for a player anyway, coming back from India, travelling Sunday, Monday, and changing from white ball to red ball, the day after they get back virtually.
And your predecessors got a lot of flack when they named a 17-man squad 10 days out from the Test. You've got to name you're doing it 9 days out. Because you're so confident the team's that you won't be seeing anything like the 17-man squad.
We will name a 12 or maybe 13-man squad. We intend to name 12. If there's an uncertainty about fitness, we'll name 13.
Are you in a position to make clear any of those certainties
No.
at this point in time?
No. We'll announce the Test team on it's the 11th, I think, 12th of. We finalise it on the 11th and announce it on the 12th, and you'll know then who the team is.
Has Warner done enough given both off-field and on-field performances to play?
Well, we were thrilled to bits with his three of his last 4 innings where he scored very good hundreds. I was there in Sydney the other day when he scored 197, and it was an outstanding innings and very compelling.
And what about Shaun Marsh coming back? Is he a genuine chance to be a part of this Test series?
He's a contender, yes.
Is that a nice thing to see, given everything he's been through injury?
Yeah, look, from our point of view, all of that's in the past, and we hope Shaun plays well and Shaun's fit, and he's a contender, yes.
Ben Cagan's a bloke in this Australia A side that you must be wrapped also with his contribution over the last few weeks as well.
Yeah, I mean he's becoming a genuine all-rounder, Ben. I mean, his batting, he's got a very good bat swing and he's got a good technique and a wonderful hitter of the ball. So we've got a high level of interest with Ben at international level, particularly in the white ball format. But he had a very good Ryobi season, and some of his late innings assaults were outstanding.
And just doubling back onto an earlier point about Dave Warner, I mean, you satisfied and impressed by the change of attitude and all that off-field dramas are now behind you?
Look, I think David's learnt a lot from, during the last 5 or 6 months. And his form during the Ryobi was outstanding, and we're looking forward to him taking that forward.
And I guess that mindset is a more important, consideration.
Yes.
In the coming summer.
Yes, it is, and I think it's been very good for David to be settled and in his home bed for some months. And the Shield game starting tomorrow again is in Sydney, so he's had a real chance to settle down, and I think it's been in his interests to do so.
John, have you decided whether captain, is going to bat at 4 or at 5?
Well, that's up to Michael, of course, and Michael particularly in consultation with Darren as coach. But yeah, it will be 4 or 5.
But does that
those are the options.
About which batsman you want to be a top order or a middle order?
Well, I think the position most up for grabs is a lower order batting position, and whether that person bats at 5 or 6.
What about the chances of the bowlers you selected in the Australian A game? Some of the names aren't necessarily those you expect to see line up in Brisbane. Do they have a chance of making that 12 or 13?
Well, look, they all have a chance, but I think in leading into a series, you're wise in not giving the opposition a good look at your bowlers. So we've pigeonholed a few others who are more likely to play, but all of those who are playing, those Henriques, Trent Copeland and Ben Cutting, they're all very good, well-performed players. Trent Copeland in England, playing for Northants, and I think it was in the first division, had extraordinary success there.
You finished the Ashes with more right-handers in the team than you started, which sort of, negates Swan a bit. Is that still a factor, or is it less a factor in Australia? No,
it's not really a factor. I think Swan enjoys bowling against left-handers rather than right-handers, but we're not going to select a player because he's a right-hander and not a left-hander, no.
If you are made of the exchange between Ricky Ponting and Michael Clark, is it a good thing, I guess?
Look, that's not my business. It's all history. All I know is they are both very good cricketers and very good men and very good captains. And Michael's our captain now, and we're fully supporting him.
Is it disappointing distraction though, so close?
Look, I don't think it's a real distraction. They're grown men, and it's in the past now.
But surely those things come into play at the selection table, and you could say that accessing of particular players is what led to a bit of a bust up there. So it must be something going through your mind, the culture of the team when you pick squads.
Look, we will always pick the team exactly as we think it should be, and we'll do it in the best possible way, and sometimes things can be a bit rushed, but we will always do it the best way we possibly can.
You always knew about the India series, obviously, but when England arrived a few days ago, did it make you regret or reassess the way that things are happening?
No, not at all. The preparation, being up in Sydney for the Ryobi Cup, the sort of fierce competition between the teams and the players was excellent, a lot of excellent cricket, and we're thrilled with the way the team is going in India. So there's been a lot of very good preparation for our players, some really good competitive cricket. And then we've got 2 rounds of first-class cricket before the team is selected, and a 3rd round before the test starts. So we think our preparation will be good. And they're professional players, they're very used to these, to being on the road and doing these different things, yeah.
John, we know Michael Clark's coming back tomorrow, and hopefully won't have any reoccurrence of the back injury over the next few weeks and be right for the first test. If not, though, the B plan, should Michael not be available?
Well, we have thought about that, but we're not going to disclose anything now. But we don't know, but we're very confident that Michael will be fit for the test series.
Just one last one on George, if possible. Just what more generally, what does he bring, his leadership, all the rest of it? What can he bring, capable of bringing to this summer in terms of possible test selection?
Yeah, look, I think when we look at a player, we look at 4 things: their batting, their bowling, their fielding, and their character, or what else they bring to the team. And George certainly brings a great deal in that category, that character category, to the team. He's a very mature, calm young man, composed, and I think you'll have seen in his batting performances that a difficult situation brings out the best in him.
Was there a particular reason that you decided you didn't think George was appropriate for the Aus A, any of the winter tours to either England or Zimbabwe, South Africa?
Yeah, the general feeling was we thought George has gone past that.
Yeah.
That's more a development, and he was firmly entrenched as an Australian player, albeit in the T20 and ODI format. But that was the reason, and that was what was stated to George too.
And you're just possibly on the cusp of an unchanged team for the whole series in India. I know Michael Clark still would have come back in, but 15 months out from the World Cup, how happy are you with the way the ODI team is travelling?
Yeah, look, the ODI team is travelling very well, and all reports from India is that they've really gelled into a very strong team. But there are other players, to come into consideration for that. But the nucleus is there. They're playing well, and let's hope that they have a win and wrap up the series tomorrow.